So long overdue comic book haul. I'm sorry it's taken this long. I just got out of school, and I'm gonna be active hopefully for like 6 weeks now. Yeah, there's that. Probably not a comic book haul in those 6 weeks, but another one. I want to do it so there's actually a lot of stuff, like you can see here. I traded in my Superior Spider-Man Ultimate collections and got them in this format. I'm not going to show those because who cares. I also got a new copy of Dark Victory, Haunted Knight, and Long Halloween, and Dark Knight Last Crusade. But those you've seen before, so who cares. Also, I have Spider-Man Far From Home. You guys know I'm not a big fan of Homecoming. I've expressed my opinion on that movie before. But I loved Far From Home. My favorite, I changed the top 10 theatrical superhero movies. I'm going to do a redo because I forgot Mask of the Phantasm. But that Spider-Man 1, the first one, is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie nowadays. That and Spider-Man 2 change, they swap around a lot. But this one is in that top 3 as well. Far From Home is my second or third favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. Yeah, I also love the Spider-Man. He's a badass. He's confident. He's self-loathing again. He faces real consequences. He feels like Spider-Man again. The Mysterio is the best MCU villain other than like Thanos and Killmonger. I say he's probably the best villain we've seen. The visuals are amazing. They are spectacular. I don't want to get all into it, but very happy with the film. An A to an A- for me. Great movie. Anyways, let's get to that. Well, let's get to some more movies. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. A little overrated movie for me. I don't know if it's just because I hate Miles Morales. I like him in the movie, but I can't get over how crappy a character he is in the comics. And yes, it's all because he's black. Totally. That's the only reason. But I really like this movie. I love the Peter Parker they have. And I like Miles Morales in this movie. He's still very similar to Peter. But in the comics, he's like Peter Parker. I described it. He's Peter Parker without character flaws. Like, he's a little too perfect other than the fact that, like, as a person, other than he's, like, he fucks up a lot. But he doesn't have the pessimism that Peter Parker does. Or self-loathing and stuff like that. And then he has a different pigment. Who gives a shit? It's just a fucking color. But yeah, I like the movie. I got X-Men First Class. I don't remember if I've ever had this before. Anyways, I got X-Men First Class. I got Venom. And I really love this movie. It's really bad, but like I think it's a real fun movie. And then also Aquaman, another really bad. Well, it's not really bad, but it's well directed at least. I got some monthly comics. I've dropped all titles except Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, and then I'm getting them digitally, and some I'm getting trade. I have a bunch of like limited series, like Spider-Man Life Story. Those have come out since I made the last video. Spider-Man Life Story is the best Spider-Man comic in a long time, since Happy Birthday, and it might be in my top 5. It hasn't concluded yet, but right now it's in like my top 3 favorite Spider-Man stories, comics of all time. I'm dead fucking serious. I love that book so much. My favorite Spider-Man writer right now, and my favorite Spider-Man artist of all time. I love that book. Symbiote Spider-Man is also pretty fun. The Batman Who Laughs is amazing. Penultimate, or whatever it's called. Penultimate issue just came out. It was amazing. Batman Damned issue 3 was really disappointing, and I don't know if it's just me, but there are a lot more tame, the DC Black Label books nowadays, like Batman Last Night on Earth, which is in here somewhere. Let's talk about that now. Here it is. It's pretty good. It's really good. It's really well drawn. But it's just there's not really like, I'm not feeling like the Black Label. It's very mature, but it's not really like there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of mature stuff, but it's not, you know, cussing and stuff, which is why they made this. Because other than that, this stuff I could see in a mainline like T+ Batman Limited series. but it's still really good. Don't get me wrong. But Batman Damned issue 3 wasn't really that good. I liked issue 2 of Batman Damned, where he got like raped by Harley Quinn, even though that was really weird. And the Batman dick thing, I've always like, who gives a shit? Like, I'm from Europe, and we don't give a shit about nudity here. Like, we don't, it's not really like, oh my god, like R-rated stuff. Yeah, it's more like, it's just like, same with cursing. In Europe, we're not that sensitive about it. We're kind of a little more sensitive towards violence. When I say we, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about like overall, like our rating society, I guess. Yeah. Well, Batman Damned issue 3 is very disappointing. What else is there coming out? The J.J. Abrams Spider-Man. I just did one here. Let's get through these first. Amazing Spider-Man 15. Also, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Detective. Detective is my favorite comic book coming out right now. The medieval stuff with Arkham Knight, not as good as that arc before that. Mythology, which is one of my favorite comics of all time. But still really, really good. And I'm getting that digitally and then also in trade. Same movie. And Venom and Daredevil I'm getting in trade now. Yeah. Alright, that was that. Amazing Spider-Man 15, pretty good. Can't really remember it. The art is horrible. I don't understand why they're getting this. I love the plotline of Aunt May dying. I like that. Hunted, Road to Hunted, Hunted Part 1. I really enjoyed Hunted. It wasn't amazing, and this font looks like something I did in Photoshop. It's really, really bad, this font. But these issues were pretty good. I love that Nick Spencer's not afraid to just be like, fuck you. In this issue, spoilers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Kraven dies. In this issue, Mysterio dies. He doesn't give a shit about that. And for me, like, Kraven, he's gonna stay dead for a while now because we have him back at the end. It's just his son. I don't see any reason to bring him back now. Like, Nick Spencer is basically being like, why did you even bring him back? Because now you just, like, Nick Spencer is like that. That's why he just kills him again. And this is a really cool story. I liked how Spider-Man defeated Kraven. That's not in this issue, but I like that. I love that Peter and MJ are back together, and like, I'm really happy with Nick Spencer's run. I need to make that more clear. I got a comment from somebody saying like, why don't you like it more? I really do enjoy it. Now, especially after Lifetime Achievement, which is this volume right here, which I got. That's my favorite arc that he did at that time. I really enjoyed it. It's silly, it's ridiculous, but it's also has that dark Peter Parker tone, you know? Like, there's a dark undertone with a lot of Peter Parker's personality. And I love that they do have that here. There's some very ridiculous stuff, but it's all to propel. There's some, for example, Back to Basics, where Peter Parker literally gets split in half, where it makes a duplicate body of him with his Spider-Man personality, which apparently has like the suit as its skin. That's ridiculous. But the entire story is about kind of like personal, like dual personality, not disorder, but dual personalities, which is very mature, subtle, and dark subject. You know what I mean? That's great stuff about Spider-Man stories. This issue is the best issue of Nick Spencer's entire run so far. That's a great issue. I'm excited for Patrick Gleason to come on the book. Even though I'm not a big fan of how he draws Spider-Man, he's a fine artist. I really like him. But I'm not sure. I think his Spider-Man looks better if he was a teenager, but not Gleason, but teenage Spider-Man. Batman is terrible right now. I supported Tom King when he did Tyrant Wing, where it was like, where it was just like Batman was just broken. But now they're doing this Nightmare stuff. I swear to God, the entire Nightmare thing was just to get some time so he could plan out what to do. So DC could also find out if they should fire Tom King or not. And like, I just don't like this Nightmare storyline. It's over now, and it was really dumb. And Batman is... feel bad for old Bruce Wayne, man. By the way, the Batman fan film I'm working on is going to come out, before the year ends, definitely. Batman 70 here, and that's, I believe, was that when he came out? Yeah, this issue was pretty cool though. This is where he came out of this. That was a pretty cool issue. 71 was also a little weird. This is where Bruce Wayne's dad apparently is better at fighting than Bruce Wayne. That makes no sense. Bruce Wayne should always be able to beat Thomas Wayne, like, with these. I know he's totally fucked up right now, but in this scene, like, Thomas Wayne is, I don't know, is this book? I'm not sure, but he's just beating Bane's ass. I'm like, what the hell? And then Batman 73, which is my favorite in a long time. This is where we get some interesting plot stuff. What theory I have. Thank you. They're going to bring, in the end here, they're talking about how they're going to bring Martha Wayne back. I think they're going to bring her back, and then she's going to be a new Joker, or a new villain at least. And I think that'd be cool. Now on to graphic novels. I got the Batman Chronicles. This I got because I had some trade-in at this store for some DVDs and stuff, and like I got some cash, and then I had like some trade-in stuff. So I got this. It's not really something I'm like super. It's just nice to have, really. I read the first Batman appearance. It's really weird, but like. It's fine. It's weird, like, when you get a close-up, sometimes he has, like, gloves on, sometimes he doesn't. I don't really know why. I want to read the first Batman issue, but, yeah. It's just nice to have. That's why I bought it. Captain America, Man of Time. Gonna read that at some point. Probably gonna be a while. I have other stuff to read, but got that for Super Chief. Same place I got that. Amazing Spider-Man Lifetime Achievement. This is a great book. Awesome book. Otley's best work in Spider-Man thus far, I'd say. The art for Amazing Spider-Man, Otley's pretty good. I don't love his art. I'm sure he's a nice fellow, but he's not my favorite artist. I like it, but I hate Humberto Ramos' art. Speaking of which, Dying Wish here. Like, I just can't stand his art. And now, like in this, it's more excusable. But now I find it completely unreadable. This is an oddball. I got both of these volumes from that shop again. And that's Green Lantern Earth 1. And Wonder Woman Earth 1. Haven't read this yet, but I'll get to it, so I can't really talk about this. But this one is really good. This is the first Green Lantern book I've ever read. I watched the movie a long time ago. I didn't care for that, and I always thought Green Lantern was kind of lame, but this was really cool. This is a Green Lantern I love. They should totally adapt this and make it to a movie, because I think this origin is almost like a little more like, I'm not a Green Lantern fan, so don't flag me for not knowing that much, but I think this is almost better in origin, kind of, because it's maybe not better, but better for a movie, because it's simpler, I guess you could say. And it was really good. I really like that book. These are in reverse, just great. I got all the Dan Slott and Amazing Spider-Man run. The only thing I need are volume 3 and 4 of the Big Time collections, and then I have from when he became the main writer for a long time. But Amazing Spider-Man volume 8, this is all like terrible stuff, but like, yeah. Volume 7, this was also terrible. Well, it's all terrible. And I got Clone Conspiracy for my birthday, and I don't hate Clone Conspiracy like a lot of other people. I like it way more than everything else Dan Slott did with his worldwide arc. Like all this bullshit. Like way more than that. Like all this crap. This is the book that made me hate Miles Morales, by the way. Because, like I said, I like Miles Morales Spider-Man PS4, even though he's a direct copy-pasted Spider-Man. Peter Parker, just, again, with a different pigment. But at least they're aware of it. They're making him like a mini Spider-Man, which I like. At least acknowledge it. But yeah. I hate Miles Morales. But yeah, so Spider-Man Deadpool, I got this one instead of the hardcover. I got these instead of the hardcovers. This was an alright run. It was definitely better than the Volume 4 run, but still pretty bad. Spider-Verse was passable. Batman Volume 7, The Wedding. I was kind of confused if I'd shown this, but I don't think I did. Well, I've talked about all these issues when they came out, but it's alright. Batman Volume 2, Pearl. And Batman Robin Volume 2, Pearl, and Volume 1. I gotta talk about this. Peter J. Tomasi is my new favorite Batman writer. This is one of the best Batman books of all time, in my opinion. I love this book. It made Damian maybe my favorite Robin. Volume 2 is not as good. It's really good, but it's definitely not as good. There's this villain in here who's like a bit big a mush kind of dude. And we don't even find out why he's that big a mush. We're to believe it has something to do with Batman's, like, some collateral damage Batman stuff. Yeah. Patrick Gleason, I really like his art. But, there's one thing. If there's one thing I can critique, and we have it here. This scene is really weird, but just this last page. I think Damian, he draws Damian to look a little too much like a baby. Like a overly grown baby, but other than that, it's great. But this scene where Bruce is telling Damian that he's selfish, and then Damian gives him, Bruce gives Bruce his mother's pearl, and then he's like, "I'm proud of you," is like, Jesus Christ. This page alone is great, that page I showed, but with that other context, not that much. Especially because after we find out that, like, Damian was saving people, and then Bruce called him selfish. I'm excited to read Volume 3, though. And Volume 4 is where Damian is dead. And there's this emotional scene that I maybe spoiled for myself where Bruce is just like beating this thing up and looks cool. This, however, Volume 1 is like a 10 out of 10. And this is like a 7 out of 10. This one, I was super happy I read. I read it digitally and then I bought it. Catwoman Under the Moon. This is this new line called Young Adult, or DC Inc. And this is like young adult DC stories. Really, I don't understand how this is not Black Label. Well, I get why, but it's like, this is really like R in terms of language, at least. And it's a really cool concept. I know it's not canon, but I like thinking it's canon. So this is, for me, the origin of Catwoman. I love the thing about Selina and Bruce having been to high school together, and seeing Bruce as a high school kid. I like that. Like before he's Batman. Yeah. And they're doing a new one called Batman Nightcrawler, which is right after... No, Nightwalker, sorry. And it's right before Batman becomes Batman. And again, I'm just counting that as canon, even though it's not. And this is cool. And I'm happy they're doing these. I think they're really good. Yeah. And I'm excited for Nightwalker, which is based on a novel, I believe. And I want more of these kind of things. I like seeing Bruce, because Bruce graduated high school when he was like 14. I think that, I don't know if that's canon anymore, but him graduating when he's 18 and then leaving to train to become Batman, I like more. Like training the last stuff he needed, I like more. So yeah, that's my headcanon. I got Batman the Cult because my other copy was, first off, in terrible shape, and yeah, this is in near mint condition, and it's the old one where it's like prestige pages and not like terrible newsprint stuff. And really happy to have this. Really like Batman Cult. This I gotta talk about. Batman Year 100. This is amazing. I read this digitally, and on the, like, Batman in this looks like he's fucking 100 years old. And he's not. The art is not the strongest point, but I like this makeshift Batman suit. If it wasn't a real continuity, I would be like, what the hell? But in this story, it really fits because it's just like, Batman is just like more makeshift, and there's some really awesome stuff. I'm kind of thinking of adapting. Let's see, where was it? There's this scene where Batman comes out of like a smoke thing, and he's put like, yeah, that's this scene where he's put like fake teeth in his mouth, and it looks badass. I love when Batman is like a tactical genius. It's cool. It's this scene right here. It just looks so cool. Yeah, Batman Year 100 is amazing. Really confusing, but still great. And I got absolutes everywhere. Absolute Batman Year One of my favorite comics of all time. Gotta have it. Absolute Court of Owls. Again, amazing stuff. Love Greg Capullo's art and love this book, so gotta have it. And then I got Batman Hush. Now, Batman Hush is not one of my favorite Batman comics, but Jim Lee is my favorite Batman artist. He might be my favorite artist ever. His art is like, it's not really that stylized, if you get what I mean, but it's just so perfect. It fits for everything. For me, Jim Lee is like the artist. He doesn't do, like, he does some genres the best. Like, I think he's the best for action, for example. But he's not like the perfect crime artist. But he's still really good at it. Every genre he can draw in that genre. You get what I'm saying? Batman Hush is a fun story, I guess. It's really, Batman acts really out of character. I think Jeff Loeb, even though I love his work on Long Halloween and what the hell? Long Halloween and Dark Victory. I think his Batman is a little too stoic. But yeah, I got this for the art. And I'm thinking of rereading this, Hush, because I haven't read it. I think I actually skipped the last... No, I did read it, but like the last 2 issues, I remember I was like... I couldn't remember... I watched the back issues on it, the YouTube channel, Comic Pop, and I didn't even remember the last 2 issues. Anyways, I rambled a lot, got a lot on my plate to get out with comic book stuff. Expect some more videos. I'm doing some live streams. By the way, now that I'm paying a lot digitally, I'm going to be starting to do either a live stream every month, like the beginning of the month or the end of the month, or a video where I just review comics. I just talk about all the comics. What would you guys prefer, a live stream or a video that comes out? Yeah, because it's probably going to become videos that come out after the summer, but when it's in the summer, I can do live streams. What do you guys want? Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.